Hey everyone, this is Amy. I started making these videos when I found out I had stage 4 breast cancer, and this is not my hair. This is a black wig. I usually wear a brown one, if you're wondering why I look different. I wanted to speak on the subject of love, joy, and peace because I have ironically discovered these things and they have come about really strongly since 30th of December, which is when I found out I had cancer. Um, so I'll read out to you a few Bible verses which are relevant on these topics, and also I want to read to you something I wrote out just because I think it encapsulates where I'm at with this pretty well. And the thing is, the reason I'm so happy, even though I have cancer, is because I have Jesus. And I had Jesus before I got diagnosed. Too, but this news has brought it home to me in a new way. I have felt as though this news of what is essentially a death sentence has ironically brought me to life in a way that I didn't know was possible this side of heaven, in that I genuinely feel sometimes, not really today to be honest, but for a lot of the time I feel like I have been given a taste of heaven, like everything's in Technicolor. I am I just feel this deep appreciation for my backyard, my chickens, my dog, my husband, my kids. I want to hug trees. I just feel really, really blessed. And people keep bringing me food. People are really lovely. I appreciate all my friends. I feel the love and I feel a lot of peace, or I have felt a lot of peace. Um, and I want to share that. Because also emotional problems that have stunted me for years have fallen off since Christmas, which is when I found out I had cancer. So, an example of that is anger, which has been my the monkey on my back for a very long time. I remember being angry as a child, and I remember my emotions being very stunted. Um, and I know I made a videos in which I cried recently, but that's actually really good for me because as a child, I taught myself not to cry. I thought crying was weakness. I shut down my emotions that I thought were weak, and this was my emotional state for most of my life. Closed fist. Occasionally, I would cry in church if the music was really good or if I was super tired and emotional. But for the longest time, I've been one of those people that will just, I feel a tear coming, I suck it back into my brain. So being able to cry is actually really wonderful and healthy. And I don't feel as angry. I used to feel very, very angry, and I just feel free of that. So I've been feeling this love, joy, and peace that I have craved for years and years and prayed for years and years. I've prayed to be free of anger. I've prayed to feel the love, the joy, the peace, because that's what I want to give to my kids. I want them to feel that from me instead of just this kind of seething that I've had. So I don't feel as though I have one foot in the grave like people probably think I do. I actually feel like I've got one foot in heaven, which, you know, is great because everything I love or might miss from here, I know will be better up there. That's my home. This isn't my home. So, I do get sad sometimes if I take my eyes off of that. And I do get frustrated, and I have still got the faults that I used to have, but things have changed for me since this diagnosis. Um, and I just want people to know about the stuff that lasts forever. Nothing here lasts forever. Like this t-shirt definitely won't last forever. Cash won't last forever. Bitcoin won't last forever. Don't put your faith in that stuff. Put your faith in what lasts, and what lasts isn't here. It's the stuff that you can't necessarily fully science, if you know what I mean. And I've found it certainly in Jesus. And he's been working on me through this. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to read you a few verses on the topic. Romans 15:13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him. You got to trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. John 14:27. Peace I leave with you. This is Jesus talking. My peace I give you. I do not give you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. John 16:33. I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. This is Jesus again. In this world you will have trouble. He's a realist. But take heart, I have overcome the world. And then Isaiah 26 verse 3. You keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on you. So we have a choice to give our minds to God and get that peace. I think what happened for me, I'm trying to figure it out still, but I think what happened to me was I surrendered to God, and that's what brought about the changes. And I only surrendered to God just before I got cancer, and I'll tell that story another time, but I think that's what opened the door. I think that's the key, is just saying, I'm not the boss here, you're the boss. And that's where it starts.